Hi, my name is Mo. I'm a nurse from the Education Operations Center.
I'm Anna, the School Counseling Fellow at the Rhode Island Department of Education. Welcome back to Wellness Wednesday. Today, Mo will be interviewing Reverend Howard Jenkins, the pastor at Bethel African Methodist Episcopal Church in Providence, Rhode Island. We hope you enjoy the interview.
Hello, Pastor Jenkins. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you for the invitation.
What does it mean to have faith during this time of pandemic?
Having faith in a higher being, in mind, that being God for me, helps me to focus not on the issue or focus on the problem, but focus on the goodness of God.
And research, the latest research has indicated that a lot of people have been relying more on faith during this time of crisis to find healing and peace, while at the same time, a lot of people seem to be struggling with their faith. Why is that?
Faith is not convenience. Faith is something that needs to be practiced repetitively because it helps you to develop a focus, a spiritual focus. And it becomes very important to recognize that one's faith, when used in a consistent and a practical and behavioral way, will help them to deal with certain situations. I look at God as the orchestrator, the great conductor of all things. And so he is control of all things. And so just don't look at God as the God that gives you everything you want, but you look at God that intercedes in everything that goes on. God can help those persons that may not be the best of people, but he places them in your pathway so that it helps you to be a better person. So sometimes it becomes a spiritual maturity that one must obtain in regards to faith. It's not something you cut on and cut off. I look at this pandemic actually as a time of prosperity. I foresee great things going to happen out of this pandemic. It's through adversity that we see the best out of people. And to your point, when people do not have faith, they panic. When they don't have faith, that faith they think they have actually converts into fear. That fear has no room for faith. And so it becomes important that we recognize in these difficult times, in these difficult situations, it becomes our responsibility for people of faith to really dig deep and begin to be in relationship with God and to meditate on the goodness of God.
And sir, on a personal note, how are you embracing all the challenges of this pandemic? You probably have your personal challenge that you're going through, and how are you maintaining your own emotional, spiritual, and mental health throughout all this?
So I am a COVID-19 survivor. I was diagnosed, and my wife was diagnosed with COVID, the early start of it. Actually, it was August 13th, when no one knew exactly what was going on. And during that time, only thing I could be told, my wife was told, take Tylenols and hopefully the fever will go down. No taste, no smell, very tired, very weak, can barely stand up. All I want to do is just stay in bed. Can't sleep. No desire to do anything. The blessing for us was our daughter had moved from Virginia, and she was staying with us. And we have a basement that set up like an apartment. And so we said, look, we're going to need some help. And so she literally was taking care of us. As a COVID survivor, I'll be the first to admit, I was in quarantine for a little over 10 weeks. It took me about a month to really go outside and really face my fear, so to speak, because I didn't want it again. But I gradually got through it and recognized that as long as I'm wearing my face mask, as long as I'm social distancing, as long as I'm doing the things that's being asked, I'm being a help, not just to myself, but to others.
People are looking up to the community faith leaders for spiritual guidance. For someone like you who is a survivor, for someone like you who's been there, for someone like you who have been right in the thick of it. What's the message that you have for the people at home who cannot congregate to either being isolated in quarantine, or they cannot find that spiritual bond of being a church, of fellowshipping together because of social distancing guidelines?
I mean, this is the biggest hurdle. We recognize the importance of faith, but I think we've embraced religiosity too much. And what do I mean by that? We understand the religious aspect of church, regardless of faith, but have we dug into where our faith is? And our faith is not in the structure. Our faith is in here.
Appreciate you for being here today to share this message with us. I know you've been doing some phenomenal work in the community, and we appreciate you for that. And we hope that the listeners have taken so many good pointers from your message. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, and thank you for your time.
Thank you, sir.
It was great hearing from the pastor today. Mo, I really appreciated hearing how he went through his experience with COVID and how he got through it with his faith and his message of hope.
Hope you enjoyed this episode. See you next time for Wellness Wednesday.
We offer resiliency training as well as other resources to educators. To find out more, you can reach our team at 401-277-1440, by email at edoc@ride, or on our website, backtoschoolri.com. We're here to help.